Angle, angle, angle. Can you guess what I'm talking about? When you make your hand like this and put this hand to your stomach like this is a 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. You know what I mean? This is not a medically proven theory, but it seems about right for majority of people. Do you know why it's going down as we age? It's because of this muscle, which is holding our penis from the root. As this muscle gets weaker, it's slowly coming down. So in order to keep our erection hard, we need to strengthen this muscle. Today, I'm going to share how to strengthen this muscle and along with other muscles that can be helpful in becoming a stronger man. First, let me show you the pelvic structure from above. The pelvic bone is situated and below it, the pelvic floor muscles are supporting it. The pelvic floor muscles are composed of several muscles that form a single flat layer. There are three large openings here. The place where the anus passes, where the urethra passes, and where the large blood vessel connected to the penis pass. Now, let's flip the pelvis and look at it from the below. On the path where the anus passes, there is an anal sphincter. There is about 1/3 of muscle surrounding the corpus cavernosum under the penis. And behind that, there is a urethra sphincter that tightens the urethra. When you look at the pelvic floor muscle from above and below, the anal sphincter, the urethra sphincter, and the muscles surrounding the lower parts of a penis occupy key positions that form of pelvic floor muscles. When these muscles weaken, the pelvic floor muscles sag downwards, and when they are strong, they can support the organ inside the pelvis more stably. So our goal is to strengthen these three muscles, and the best exercise to strengthen them is a male Kegel exercise. I looked up male Kegel exercise on YouTube. Most of them had a similar method. So I tried them, but I didn't feel like they were targeting the muscle that I mentioned. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying these are not helpful. These exercises are definitely helpful, but we want to target these three muscles that I mentioned. So before I tell you how to do this type of a Kegel exercise, let me briefly go over three benefits of this exercise. The first is improving PMD, also known as an after dribble. It might be unfamiliar, but even young people have probably experienced it at least once. It refers to the symptom where after finishing urination and pulling up your pants, a little urine unexpectedly leaks out. Now you know what it is, right? It'll be very uncomfortable, right? This is exactly PMD. Unless you carry multiple pairs of underwear, this symptom can really put you in a difficult situation. This symptom occurs when the pelvic floor muscles weaken. Let's look at our body from the side. When urine comes down from the bladder, it first passes through the prostate, then through the external sphincter, and then through the bent urethra before being expelled outside. There is a slight uphill path. The path from the bladder through the urethra is not entirely downhill. As we age, say for long periods or due to obesity with consistently high abdominal pressure, the pelvic floor muscles weaken and the uphill slope of the bent urethra becomes steeper. When the pelvic floor muscle weakens, the prostate and bladder drop, steepening the uphill slope and causing urine to pool in this area. So when you pull up your pants, the pooled urine flows out. Even if you shake for 5 minutes after urination, the urine in this area won't come out, because the urine that comes out when we shake comes from the external penile urethra. So we need to strengthen the pelvic floor muscle through Kegel exercise to push the bladder and prostate up. Then this PMD can be improved. The second is enhancing control over ejaculation. Ejaculation is the process of gathering semen in the prostate and seminal vesicles and then, bam, shoot it all at once. But if the muscle around the seminal vesicles and the prostate are weak, or if there is a chronic irritation due to prostatitis, semen can leak out little by little without you even knowing, become watery, or feel incomplete, during ejaculation. Or during intercourse, you might feel the urge to ejaculate at an undesirable moment and need to contract your perineum to prevent it, but struggle to do so. Regular Kegel exercise can be effectively in this area. Strengthen the pelvic floor muscle and improving blood flow around the prostate can also help alleviate prostatitis. Above all, strengthened muscle become a useful tool for controlling and managing ejaculation. Finally, if you want to achieve stronger erection, Kegel exercises are excellent. Men have about half of their penis hidden inside their body. About 1/3 of the lower part is surrounded by muscles. We cannot control erection. We cannot decide how much blood to send there because it is controlled by the autonomic nervous system. But we can slightly control these muscles. Guys, imagine for a moment. Sounds so weird, but let's say we are fully erect right now. Without shaking our body, we can slightly move our penis up and down. We cannot move it freely, but we can move it slightly up and down. That movement is created by contracting this muscle, which is Bulbocavernosus muscle. Now, let me explain why these muscles are important for enhancing erectile strength. Here I have a plastic bag filled with the air. It's very firm. But after leaving it for a while, some air leaks out, so it's less firm. But when you squeeze the bottom part, the plastic bag becomes firm again. This is the principle. If the muscles surrounding the corpus cavernosum can contract strongly, a semi-hard penis can maintain an erection by being supported from below. Next time you have an erection, try pulling your penis towards your body. You will feel that your erection becomes a little harder. This is why I can say that Kegel exercise help with the strength of erection. Now you understand why Kegel exercises are beneficial for men as well as women. The pelvis is closed on the side and open at the top and the bottom. Above the pelvis is the abdominal cavity, which contains the internal organs, so their weight presses directly down on the pelvis. And within the pelvis, there are urinary and reproductive organs. But the pelvis is open at the bottom. Pelvic floor muscles support the weight of the abdominal organs, reproductive organs, urine and feces, and help control excretion. We pay attention to our leg, arm, and chest muscle, but not many people manage their pelvic floor muscles. As I mentioned before, most of the Kegel exercises you find on YouTube are like this. But these exercises focus more on butt and leg muscles than the pelvic floor muscles. Too much energy is directed elsewhere to effectively strengthen the pelvic floor muscle that form a perineum. Imagine you want a salad, but order a steak because you get a little salad as an appetizer, right? But is that reasonable? If you want a salad, you should order a salad. So if you want to strengthen the pelvic floor muscle, you need to stimulate them directly to fully benefit from your effort. So now I will tell you how to stimulate the pelvic floor muscle. This method is not from textbooks. It combines perineum muscle strengthening exercise suggested by physical therapists and yoga experts. I have tested this exercise myself and found the stimulation points were very precise, so I recommend them diligently to my patients. First, I will explain how to stimulate the muscle around the anus. It might sound weird, it's a muscle you never pay attention to before, but once you learn one key point, you can easily stimulate it. Imagine you have a straw in your butt. Don't put anything up there, just imagine, okay? Now imagine drinking water through that straw with your anus. That's the feeling. You can stimulate the anal muscle with this sucking sensation. Why don't you try it right now? You can feel it better sitting down than standing up. No one can see you. Even if they do, they won't know what you're doing. Relax and give it a try. This is the movement that contracts the levator ani and external sphincter. The second method uses the feeling of needing to urinate. Sometimes you suddenly feel the urge to urinate. Since you cannot urinate on the street, you hold your lower abdomen and rush to the bathroom. Seeing the bathroom makes you need to go more, right? It feels like it's about to come out. Then what do? We hold it, right? The place where we squeeze to hold back urine is the urethral sphincter. It's the muscle that tightly holds the urethra to stop urine flow. Of the two urethral sphincter, it's the external one we can control, not the internal one. This is called transverse perineal muscle of the urethral sphincter. So remember the feeling of the holding urine from leaking out or stop the urine in the middle of urination. The third muscle we need to stimulate is the Bulbocavernosus muscle. Earlier, I showed you a plastic bag and told you to pull your penis towards your body when erect. The muscle we use to move the penis is this one. So remember the feeling for pulling our penis upward. Now you know the points to stimulate each area, right? Try stimulating them one by one. The first is the feeling of drinking water through a straw with your anus. The second is the feeling of holding in urine. The third is the feeling of pulling your penis towards your body. If you stimulate these three muscles at the same time, you will feel the pelvic floor muscle lift simultaneously. You won't get the lifting feeling if you do them one by one. Contracting to feel each point simultaneously stimulates the entire pelvic floor. It might not work well at first. It took me a few days too. If it doesn't work, try feeling each one separately and then contract them together once you get that feeling. The reason I do this exercise, even though I'm in my early 40s, is partly because PMD can be annoying, but also because sitting all day seems to cause discomfort around my anus. But consciously doing Kegel exercise in this way has definitely reduced those symptoms. So I recommend this exercise to not only for urological issues, but also for hemorrhoids, anal disease, dull sensation around the perineum, and chronic prostatitis. So how long should you do this exercise? First, sit in a chair, then take a deep breath. Exhale slowly, hold your breath for 5 seconds, and now we contract. 3, 4, 5. And inhale. And rest for 5 to 10 seconds. Let's try again. Inhale. Exhale slowly. Hold your breath and contract. And inhale. And key thing is you shouldn't move your butt. You have to sit straight. Doing this 10 times is a 1 set. It's idle to do 3 sets a day. That's about 30 in total. But honestly, I often just do 10 whenever I remember. At first, I could only contract for about 1 or 2 seconds, but gradually, I was able to increase to 5 seconds. Experts recommend doing it for about 10 seconds, and it's good to rest for about 5 to 10 seconds between each contraction. These muscles seem to get tired easily. Without rest, I couldn't feel the contraction well or couldn't make strong contraction. So remember to rest for as long as you contract. 5 seconds of contraction, 5 seconds of rest, 10 seconds of contraction, 10 seconds of rest. And there are also people who shouldn't do this exercise. If you have an acute UTI, don't do this exercise. Excessive stimulation from the exercise can worsen the condition. The The same applies if you have a torn anal wounds or infectious inflammation. Today, I prepare a detailed explanation of Kegel exercise for men. Kegel exercises are truly beneficial for both women and men. If you have annoying symptom of wetting your underwear after urinating, if you're not satisfied when you ejaculate, if you feel your erection strength gradually decreasing, if you're uncomfortable due to chronic prostatitis, if you're suffering from anal disease, then I recommend consistently doing the Kegel exercise I explained today to stimulate the necessary area precisely. How was today's video? If you find it helpful, please hit the like and subscribe. This means a lot to us. And remember, health is wealth, so invest in yourself. This is Dr. Sean making health easy for you. See you next time.